What is the absolute worst game you ever played? Maybe you thought of a game that was disappointing, or maybe you thought of a game that is filled with bugs and glitches. Although a few games I personally don't really like came to mind, I decided to find the definitive answer. I found a list of the top 100 lowest rated games on Steam, and I'm going to play them all to find out which game I personally think is the worst. Now, let's spin the wheel and get ready to go dumpster diving. Undecember. Cool. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first impressions. Honestly, the game looks pretty good just on the menu. And it has settings? That's it, video over. This is obviously the best game so far, and nothing will ever ruin that. After a weird monologue from this edgy sounding dude, we start off as our protagonist. Salvis? Weird name, but whatever. So it looks like he used the left mouse button to move. But the left mouse button also just closed this text box, so I hope that wasn't too important. I quickly noticed that no matter what move I used, and no matter how much I got hit, the health and mana bars at the bottom never changed. So I'm assuming that this is one of those show how badass you can be if you spend hundreds of hours and dollars on our game. Speaking of the moves, it looks like there's tons of attacks to use in the bottom right. You have a hammer that you can swing on the ground like a tennis player having a temper tantrum. You can spin in circles forever and somehow not end up sick everywhere. You can do a Castlevania, and you can jump around like the Easter Bunny on crack. Honestly, with no stakes involved, the combat here is kind of boring. The enemies don't drop anything and you can't die, so you just hold down one button and win. The tutorial also gives us two more types of weapons, the bow and the wand, but each one ends up working the same, so who cares. After a while, we get a cutscene, and oh is this one looking spicy. Here's where we get the dramatic reveal as we see that Salvis is, in fact... Oh, he's about to absolutely destroy these zombies. Yeah, he's gonna use the magical... that thing. Oh boy, I'm so excited. Wait, I was disconnected. Oh well, go away. I'm about to watch the most awesome thing ever. Oh, or I'm just gonna restart the tutorial. That's cool, I don't want to play your game anyway. So I go through the tutorial again as fast as I can, spamming abilities because it doesn't matter, glitching at random enemies, and cheesing the boss since he doesn't know how doors work. Finally, I'm back. Let's see the epic conclusion to this cutscene that we have all been waiting for. He kills himself and we get a time skip. Well, that wasn't worth replaying. Alright, time to make my character. Looks like we got 9 face types and 6 hair types for both the men and women. I like how there are no super long hair types for the dudes, and out of the 16 skin tones, half the face types use the exact same one. But whatever, I'm not playing this game for the realism, I'm playing for all of the fat loot. I am an amateur thief after all. Alright, looks like we're getting invaded by Dimps, stupid name by the way, and we need to find our friend Pan. But first, I need to pick which weapon I want to use. I think I'm going to use the wand so I can capitalize off of all that Harry Potter controversy. Now, it's time to test it on these- oh, never mind. Alright, let me test it on these guys instead. Yeah! I am having fun. Oh cool, I got a rune. These are kind of like the upgrades in this game. You get skill runes to unlock different abilities, and link runes to upgrade said abilities. You do so by placing them in this huge hexagon and matching the colors like we're in preschool. Honestly, I do like this idea, since it makes the whole picking and choosing abilities a lot more interesting than just equipping one and moving on. After killing pretty much everything with a pulse before it can come near me, I find my buddy Pan, who wants to kill the Dimp Sandwalker with a ballista. That's kinda dark, but I do need the quest experience, so who am I to judge? I don't know why, but watching a Sandwalker do a front flip here made me laugh. Does that make me a bad person? Well, even though we were right next to each other when we went down, looks like our friend Pan went ahead without us. That's fine, it's not like any of the Dimps here can actually catch up to me anyway, since I can jog faster than they can run. While I'm murdering all these helpless creatures, I think this is a good time to check out our environment. It looks really good. The desert looks nice, the enemy animations look crisp, the map has a fog of war function. I am super impressed so far. Alright, here's a mini cutscene, which means it is time for the first boss. I can't wait to see how challenging he is.
I won!
Well, after that disappointment, I head into the city, which is apparently like 5 seconds away from where we crashed, so why didn't we just wait to get to the city for backup instead of murdering both the Sandwalkers? From here, I get bombarded with menus. We have the chat that nobody uses, and a list of all the main areas to go in the town. And if you click on them, it automatically moves your character to that spot to help you learn the layout of the town. This is an awesome feature that I wish more games had, honestly. We also see the disenchanting system, the enchanting system, the mailbox, the reward system that wants you to spend real life money, including this one where it wants you to spend $25 in addition to logging in daily. Huh. In my opinion, I don't mind when games do stuff like this when they're free to play. Maybe it's because I don't play games like these too often, but I feel like as long as you can achieve the same results without paying, meaning it's not pay to win, then I feel like monetizing the game like this is fine. Back to the story. We talked to this trader Pan in this weird first-person perspective, which I don't know if I like or I hate, before we are interrupted by this entry. Apparently the Wasteland Bandits are coming. But I'm kinda tired, so I think I'm gonna turn off the game for today. Overall, I didn't see too many issues when I was playing, so why do people hate on this game so much? Let's look at the reviews real quick and... Oh no. So, apparently one of the major criticisms of this game stems from the anti-cheat and protect game guard. And to be honest with you, if it wasn't for this little screen that appears when the game first starts, I wouldn't have known that the game had any anti-cheat in the first place. Now, there's always been a debate on every single anti-cheat that comes out as to whether or not the software is too invasive, if the software is too ineffective, etc, etc. To be honest, I'd rather not bore you guys with all the specific details since there are way more experienced people out there who can do it way better than I could. But I think the two main determining factors for me are these. First, some versions of this anti-cheat apparently had an unpatched privilege escalation bug, meaning that any program installed on your device could tamper with NProtect and issue commands as if they were the administrator on your computer. This, combined with the fact that the game already proved that it can, and will, install programs behind your back, means that theoretically, the game could do whatever it wanted. Second, when you uninstall the game, the NProtect program stays on your computer. I think the developers realized that this was an issue, since 3 days after the game was officially released, Undecember put out an official announcement stating that there are cases where the NProtect program can be used for other games than Undecember. For this reason, this security module is not being automatically deleted. Therefore, we are in the process of reviewing ways to delete the NProtect program and will announce the details very soon. 4 days later, Undecember made another announcement containing a zip file that is supposed to delete any files left over from NProtect. At this point, I already deleted all the files, so I don't know if their program actually works. And honestly, I don't know how much I trust them either. On the actual Steam page itself, they still don't have any mention of the NProtect staying on the system after the game is deleted. They don't include any way to delete NProtect when you uninstall the game, and they don't reference the program they made to uninstall NProtect anywhere on the store. From the little of the game I was able to play, I thoroughly enjoyed the graphics and feel of the game, even if movement was a little awkward. The story seemed somewhat interesting, and the game had a lot of content for a free-to-play game. Sure, some people might argue that the game is over-monetized, but that doesn't bother me when the game has always been free. What does bother me is that the game installs anti-cheat without permission and leaves it installed when I delete it. Even though the game itself is fun, if I cannot run the game without fearing for the safety of my computer, I don't think I can reasonably endorse this game. After a lot of internal debating, I decided to put Undecember as the best game I played so far. I know the anti-cheat is an issue, but I did enjoy the game a lot more than the other two on this list, and the company did provide a way to remove the anti-cheat. In the end, I don't think they were being malicious, just ignorant. And if you want a drinking game, and agree not to hold me liable for anything bad that happens to you as a result of said drinking game, rewatch the video and take a shot every time I say NProtect. Anyway, I hope to see you all in this next episode of Dumpster Diving. Peace out.